All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Dylan High. I'm with the Washington State Historical Society in our Heritage Outreach Department. I'm really excited to have with us today Kelsey Horn. She is our marketing program specialist here around America 250, all things America 250 related. And she's going to be talking a lot about our marketing toolkit for America 250, how to get the most out of the toolkit and really up your marketing game around America 250 for this year. If you have questions throughout the session, feel free to, you can do the raise your hand button. You can unmute yourself. Kelsey said she'd be more than happy to kind of keep this as an informal conversation as we just kind of walk through the toolkit and how to get the most out of it. And you can also utilize the chat, and I'll keep an eye on that as well and try and fill things as we go along. With that, I'd love to turn things over to Kelsey. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. So excited to get started and dive into our marketing toolkit. Just a couple of reminders, as Dylan said, I really do just want to make sure that you're getting all of your questions and curiosities answered. So the second you have just anything coming to mind, please feel free to just chat, just raise your hand, chime in, unmute yourself, because I don't want you to forget anything and I don't want anything to go over. And chances are you're probably not the only one who's wondering the same thing. So I want this to be as helpful as possible. So we're going to dive right in. But before we do, I just wanted to give a quick little plug. This marketing toolkit is for our America 250 and Washington State partners. So I just wanted to double check and make sure everyone here is a partner and you have full access to that toolkit. If anybody isn't a partner, not to worry. It's super easy. Lorraine is online right now, and we can get you registered as a partner. It's obviously all free, but that is being a partner is one of the perks for accessing the marketing toolkit and all the resources we've got for you today. So as I walk through this, all of these resources are available to you as America 250 and Washington partner. And as soon as you sign up to be a partner, you'll get access to this kind of password protected section on our website. So we're going to dive right in. Bear with me while I set up my share the screen. I want to make sure I'm sharing the correct screen. There we go. Okay, let me know if folks can see the website. We good?
Good.
Excellent. Lots of thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, so as soon as you sign up to be a member, you're going to see this page. Well, Lorraine will send you this a link to this very specific page. It's not listed. I just want to be very clear. It's not listed in any menu on our website because it's just a special section of the website for our partners. So you'll want to hold on to this URL up here because this is how you're going to access that specific page. You're also going to be given a password. So you'll enter in your password, ignore my auto. Oh, let's see if I can move this. How do I move this little? Oh, there we go. Okay. So you'll get a password. You'll enter your password in here. And this is what the page, I obviously was at the bottom. This is what the page will look like when you enter in your password. So once you become a partner, we've got all of these wonderful resources for you. So we're going to work top down. Okay. So very most important, most helpful is our Washington State America's 250th logo. In here, you're just going to click on these buttons and it'll download certain files for you to be able to utilize. There's lots of different logos in here, some of them say official 2026 partner. Some of them don't say that. And then there's also a page in this file that automatically downloads when you click the button on what's best to use these logos for. So feel free to use them whenever you're promoting an event in your space that is occurring this year, right? One of the easiest things that Lorraine, I think, has been saying is if you aren't sure how to participate in America 250 this year, just kind of rebrand what you're already doing, as this year is, we're celebrating America's 250th. So go ahead and slap that logo on there. And that's just a really easy way of kind of participating in America's 250th, right? Um, so if you have any questions on how to use the logos at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions on the side, on one-on-ones, if you have any questions about the logos. So I'm going to move on unless I hear any questions or curiosities about the official logo, the state logo. Are we good? Awesome. All right. So as we scroll down in our partner materials, we have our marketing materials and templates. So this is where I think we're going to spend the bulk of our time talking today. We use a program called Canva. I'm not sure if a lot of you are familiar with Canva or not. It's very user-friendly. It is also free. So we highly encourage you to create a free account on Canva, but it's a design management tool, which is really helpful for a lot of small organizations that, maybe you don't want to buy the Adobe Creative Suite or don't have an in-house graphic designer. Canva is very accessible for all kind of design needs, really. So it's very user friendly, but I want to make it clear that we provide a lot of these resources. And if you ever have any questions on how to use them, please reach out to me. I want them to be as helpful and useful to you as possible. And if you click on something and download something, and after this webinar still don't quite know how to make it right for you, please reach out. I'm here to help you be as successful as you can be. So so please just know in the back of your head, you're always welcome to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help walk you through on a one-on-one through any of these. So some of the resources we anticipated you might need for this year, and hosting events or promoting anything this year, we thought maybe you might need some event posters and flyers. So we have a variety of sizes here. So when you're looking to host an event, feel free to click on any one of these links. It should automatically, it's not opening up in a new, hold on. It should automatically open up in a new window, and it'll prompt you to open up this template. So you can either view the template to see if it's something that you might want to use and customize, or you can just automatically open up and edit it. So I have already pre-installed Canva on my desktop. Most people use Canva on their web browser. I would recommend using Canva on a Chrome browser. It interacts really well on Google Chrome. I think Firefox is also pretty user-friendly with it, but it interfaces pretty well with most browsers these days. So if you don't want to install anything on your desktop, you can use it on your browser. You'll notice when I click on this, it's probably going to open up in my desktop app. Let's see oh, nope, it opens up in browser. So that's convenient for you. So when you click on edit, we have this template for you, right? We've laid out a sample flyer that you're welcome to customize most of these assets. So if you hover over anything, you can click and you can type in Museum Day. You'll notice a lot of editing tools that feel similar to other editing programs and word processing programs. So here's where you might realign some of that text. You can make things larger or smaller. You can click on something and move it. It'll automatically show you some alignment suggestions, which is helpful. And then anytime you see this kind of cloud, sky, land image, that's Canva's background image that allows you to customize this picture. So this is a spot that we've designated for a picture of your choosing. So you're welcome to come over to this side menu on the left-hand side, and you can upload your own photos. So if you have a photo that is representative of whatever event you're hosting, you can click on uploads and then upload your own file right here. And you can select a file from your computer, wherever you save files. I'll just walk through a simple example here. I'll open up a historic photo we have here from our own archives. It'll automatically populate your photos here in your own uploads photo. And all you have to do is click on it and drag it, and it'll automatically drop it into that photo frame. So we try to make this as customizable for you as possible. So you can enter in all of this detailed information, whatever suits you, if you need to. If you ever need to undo something, you can click these undo or redo buttons. But again, a lot of this is so customizable. My biggest recommendation for a customizable kind of flyer like this is, if you're not going to take advantage of something that we've already outlined, is delete it before you print it or process it or save it or, kind of download it and print it. So if you're not going to use something that we have kind of outlined for you, don't forget to delete it. So if you're not going to take advantage of the photo, that's okay. Delete it, right? So I'm going to undo all of that so I don't ruin your template. But so how are we doing so far? What questions do we have? I know I threw a lot of kind of very specific design things at you. How are we feeling? How's the chat looking, Dylan? Are we good?
Questions in the chat? Yeah.
John, did you have a question? I saw your hand kind of wave there. Or are you good? Oh, that was a thumbs up. Okay.
Okay.
Looks like.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
How do we access your templates?
Yes. So back in our partner materials, all of the templates are laid out on our partner materials behind that password protected page. So the password protected page is at this URL, and this is given to you as soon as you become a partner of America 250 in Washington. You'll enter in the password we provide you, and it'll take you to this page. It says marketing materials. And so we've got marketing materials and templates all laid out here. So for example, we have event posters and flyers, event signage. So these are larger templates for signage. Maybe at your event, you want to put a sign out on your front door, or you want to put a sign somewhere in your facility. This would be a good template for that. We've got letterhead templates. We also have slideshow presentation templates. This could be helpful if you're hosting either a webinar or an online event, or a presentation like a talk or something. So we have a slideshow presentation template here. So I'll click on this one and I'll show you some ideas. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Heidi.
Does this take us to your Canva?
It takes you to a template that you will have access to. So because you have access to this specific page, it will, let me show you that again.
So it won't be in my Canva.
Once you click on this, so you'll click on, let's click on yard sign. It should automatically open in your Canva.
Oh, okay.
Just like this. Yeah. And then you can save a copy of yourself if you wish. So if you want to save a copy, you'll hit file and then make a copy or save. And you can choose to save it, kind of wherever works for you in your own Canva account.
Okay. That's what I was confused. If you're working
gotcha.
in some other Canva.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I'm so glad to hear that you already have a Canva account. That's really handy.
Yep.
Wonderful. So yes, it should automatically open in your own Canva. Sometimes it'll automatically open like it just did here for yard signs. And sometimes it will open like a template created by, so-and-so is being shared with you. Start designing now, which is lovely. And you can either view it to see if it's something that you want to take advantage of, or you can just simply click edit template and it should automatically open in your Canva. So I'm going to go back. All right, so we have all of these resources here: event signage, letterhead, slideshow presentations. I think this slideshow is a good example of if you're not going to use a specific page, then don't forget to delete it, right? So a lot of times we find ideas on Canva on what feels right for our own presentation. And then what we can copy a page, or you can reuse that same page over and over and over again. But don't forget, if you're not going to, if you're going to use the title slide and then maybe a couple of these lower slides. See, this slide feels different in design than this one might. You see this photo frame here. This is, again, another opportunity for you to drag your own photo into that space to make it customizable. But again, if you're not going to take advantage of some of these lower slides, don't forget to delete them. You can also copy or duplicate a page anytime. So if you end up working really hard on, say, this page, but you want to use it again for another theme, you can always duplicate the page, which is really handy. You just right click on the slide that you want to duplicate and then hit duplicate. There's also the shortcuts on the side if you prefer to use your keypad for those. Is this starting to make a little bit more sense for folks? Yeah, okay. All right. Well, this little menu, the screen sharing menu keeps coming in my way. Sorry, it's taking me a little while to navigate through some of these. Okay, so we've got yard signs. This is another fun example of if you're not going to take advantage of a certain design, we thought maybe you might want some options for a yard sign. Maybe you want just an America 250 in Washington sign, but maybe you might want to add your own logo here. Or maybe you might want to add a customizable Washington frame. So this one's kind of fun. I don't know if how many folks online are familiar with this particular opportunity we have here, but we have this wonderful Washington frame where you can drag and drop your own photo onto, it looks like I need to edit the layers on this one. You can drag and drop your own photo onto this Washington. I'm going to have to unlock that for a second. See, I'm already noticing things I need to fix. So if you, this is actually a good point. If you ever reach a point where you're like, it's not working, I don't know what to do, please reach out. I'm here to help you anytime I can to make this as not frustrating as possible. So, there we go. Maybe I need to just do that. I need to drag it into there we go. So you can make that photo your own. Which is fun. But if you aren't going to take advantage of one of these, I'd heavily encourage you to delete the sign, delete the page that you're not going to use before you move forward with printing it. So if we have no questions so far on a design, I'm going to move forward with what to do with your design. What do you do once you're done designing it in Canva? Are we good to move on?
Kelsey, actually, would you mind just quickly explaining, some of this is kind of like you mentioned some of these things are locked. This is, the logo is password protected, kind of just a little bit about why we're doing that.
Yeah. So we locked some of these assets so that you wouldn't get overwhelmed with kind of when you do some graphic design work, there's these things called layers and we have aspect ratios, things like that. It gets pretty complex and in depth. And we've locked some of these assets just to make it so much easier for you to just drag and drop and customize when necessary for you. So you don't have to design an entirely new yard sign or postcard or flyer all on your own. So for example, if you click on something and you see this lock button, it's giving me the unlock option because coincidentally, I'm the owner of this design. But it should tell you that it's a locked asset. So that means you can't delete it, you can't move it. You really can't screw up this design too much, right? You can't, you won't be able to manipulate it too much. Same with some of these other assets like this border here or the website. If there is an asset that you just really don't want, it doesn't work for your design, again, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to unlock or just make it work for you on an individual basis. I really want to make sure you feel like this is working for you and your organization. So if it's just not going to work for you, please reach out. I would love to make something that does work for you.
Kelsey, sorry, before you move on, I just want to add just a note, because I see a lot of people on the call, and thank you guys so much for joining us today, but I think many of you are not the point of contact for your organization in our partnership program. So just a reminder, when your organization signs up, the point of contact will receive a packet in the mail with instructions for signing the logo use agreement, which then unlocks all of these digital files. You do need to sign our logo use agreement before you get access to these materials. So if you're not sure if you guys have the password or the instructions, please check with your executive director. More than likely, they're the one that signed your organization up, or you can always reach out to us at the info@america250.wa.org. I can check, or we can resend the packet to your organization if you didn't receive it, or it's been so long that nobody can remember where it is. We get that. We're happy to send things out again if need be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for that, Lorraine. All right. So once you've designed something, we'll continue with a flyer, for example. So once you're ready, you've edited all of these areas that you need to edit, you've customized the text, you've added in, your contact information, you've updated the photo, or you've deleted something that you're just not going to use. For example, like if you don't need a subheading, that's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and delete anything that we've got there that looks customizable if you're not going to use it. So say you're ready to move forward with this flyer. You're going to go up here and you're going to click on share, and it'll provide you with a pretty hefty menu, and this can get a little overwhelming. So what I recommend is just focusing on the download section. You're going to hit download, and it's going to give you some options. For a flyer, I would highly recommend downloading a PDF. It gives you some recommendations here, like PDF standard is best for, something that's going to stay in the digital world. It's going to be emailed or shared electronically. PDF print is best, obviously, for printing. Let's say we're going to get a couple of these printed. You click on PDF print and you can download. And you can download for yourself to print in-house or with your own printer. Sometimes, and let me double check here, I think sometimes you can print with Canva. So if you don't have an in-house printer, or you don't want to use your own copier, or you don't have a printer that you have a relationship with in your community, perfectly okay. You're more than welcome to print with Canva in most cases. And I've tried to note that in some of the more intricate designs, like the postcard design template we have, or the yard sign, or the flags. Sometimes Canva has yard sign printing, which is really handy. So you hit print with Canva, and you'll just kind of walk through their prompts. So here, let's see, if we wanted just a regular, flyer. Yep, there you go. You just click which product you wanted, and it'll automatically kind of maneuver and walk you through the process of printing directly with Canva. I'm trying to go back so I can show. Oh my goodness, does anybody know if there's a way of moving this share screen menu out of the way? It keeps I can't access Oh, Dylan, I think are you muted, or is it just me? I can't hear you.
Nope, I had my microphone up. You should be able to either move it from the top to the bottom, or the bottom. Just drag it.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a hot second since I've used Zoom. Okay, I'm going to open up the yard sign example, because this is a really fun one where Canva will actually print it for you. So sometimes Canva, if it's a specialty item, like, a yard sign isn't just a piece of paper, it's a very specific type of product. If you click print with Canva, you can start to customize, and it'll give you like, this is what that might look like. And just a reminder, yard signs are two-sided. Don't forget about that. So you'll want a front side or a back side, or you can repeat the design on both sides. So just things to keep in mind. But again, this is why I highly encourage you to remove the pages in the design if you're not going to use them, because Canva will give you these options of, yes, I want the front side design, and the back I want design side 2, or it can get very complex if you've got multiple pages in here like we do. So I would just encourage you to remove the pages. Again, that's up here in the delete before you before you hit print with Canva and move forward with purchasing your yard sign, because I would hate for you to wind up with a product that, you know, is unfinished or not exactly what you wanted. So Canva has these wonderful built-in features, but it's not perfect, and nor are we. So double check your work always. How are we on questions? I just want to do a quick touch base with folks. How are we feeling?
Kelsey, could you
Yes.
quickly just mention there were some questions about some of the background features, like you see actually on that one that you just had up, the
Sure.
trees and the mountains in the background.
Yes.
Are most of those kind of removable, or are those locked features like that? Yeah.
These are typically locked features because this is part of the America 250 and Washington State brand. So to make things unified, to make things feel a part of the larger state programming, we've included some of those assets on these. Again, if I have it locked just for your own sanity and simplicity, if it's something that you truly don't want on your yard sign, for example, reach out to me. Again, it's a simple fix on my end to just unlock it and remove it for you. So if it is certainly a design aspect that really truly doesn't work for you, I'm more than happy to kind of walk through and help you navigate that.
I think Anne from Moses Lake would like to request that maybe we have an alternative choice that's a bit more representative of the east side of the state. Yes, Anne?
I love that.
Yeah, it's because like you have mountains, and then your other one's only the west side of the state. Did you guys think about the east side in central Washington?
Yes. Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. Yes, yes.
Because on your postcards, you just do a thing of wheat. But there seems to be so much more design effort in the west side.
Sure.
So, because like for us, none of these are appropriate.
Sure. Yeah, perfectly reasonable.
But I think,
absolutely.
Anne, and is this true, Kelsey? Like part of the advantage of Canva and the purpose in building these out in Canva is that anything that isn't locked, and there's a whole like library of pictures in Canva that you can drop in there, and a lot of beautiful ones of the east side.
I understood
so
that, but she said these are locked. So that's why.
Yeah.
So maybe we just need to unlock them for you.
Sure. Yeah, I love that. That's a great suggestion. And I'll do that. So you bring up a great point also, in that if there is a design element that again doesn't work for you, I'll start to work on unlocking those. If you go over here to the elements section, you can start searching from all of these publicly accessible, these are not copyright protected images, graphics, animations, all sorts of things. Again, I don't want to overwhelm anyone who's brand new to Canva and has never used it and said, oh gosh, I don't want to go down this road right now. It is a very helpful tool. So let's say you're looking for a lake. It'll pull up, photos of a lake. You can click see all for photos or see all for graphics. They do have some regional specific options as well. So let's do Spokane, type in Spokane, and they've got publicly accessible, non-copyright images of areas all over, which is really handy. So if there's something that you don't have handy on your own desktop, you're welcome to use the library from Canva as well. It's a very helpful resource. Thank you for keying me in on that one. That's a good one. All right, how are we doing on these so far? Cool. All right, I'm gonna close out of these. So we have, so moving on through our options, back on our marketing webpage, we've got the yard signs, flags, banners. This one's pretty interesting. It's an over the street banner. So it's set as a typical 2-lane with a passing lane, a center lane. we created these designs for you, but well, I'll just open it to show you. The first page of most of these, I put a disclaimer in here saying, please check with your city ordinance. Please work with the proper authorities before diving into something like this. We would hate for you to invest in something very cool that might not work for your community or for the space that you intend it to. Also, some of these, this is a very large file. It looks small on your computer screen, but the file itself is actually very large to fit over a street. So I would encourage you for something like this, check your city ordinance and check with a local printer that might help you with some of these more specific templates. So the street banner, and we also provided flags for like the side of a street pole or a light pole. Some cities have those kind of brackets that stick out from a lamp post. So we've provided a flag design, or a banner design, if you will, to fit within the standard size of those brackets. But again, that might need to come through the proper authorities of your own community. So please don't dive into a template, spend all this time, spend all this money printing them, getting them printed, and then your community might not put them up. I don't want to presume to know the rules of your own community. So just things to be aware of as you move through some of those. So we'll move on to social media if we have no more questions about some of these more printed assets. How are we doing on questions? All right, silence is good. No one has any questions. All right. So we've created some of these templates to give you an option for sharing things on various social media platforms. So we've got Facebook. We've organized these based on social media platform, because each social media platform has different aspect ratios. So all of these are your standard size Facebook. We've got the cover photos, vertical photos, square photos. Coincidentally, the square photos also work in tandem with Instagram square photos. Horizontal photos, and then stories. Also, coincidentally, the stories on Facebook work in tandem with the stories on Instagram because they're all part of the same family. So these I feel like are pretty self-explanatory. We'll go ahead and click on one. Again, it'll just pop up with you've been invited to open this design, either edit or view. We'll go ahead and edit. Here's that drag and drop. So if there's a specific event or a photo that you want to share along with Washington 250 or Washington America's 250, go ahead and just click on it either in your uploads or again in your elements. If it's something that you want to see, you just pull across. When you pull something into a Canva image like this, if it doesn't, it's a computer program. It'll automatically center into the center of the program or the photo. If you don't like where it's chosen, you can double click on the photo. You'll see this gray outline here. You can move the photo around within the frame that you've created to give, to kind of center in focus in on the area of the photo that you want to focus on. I do this a lot with, let's see, I'll go to my uploads, and we have these historic photos that are really great. And sometimes they're not quite the size I want them to be. They don't work, old things don't work with new things all the time. So I'll either make it a little bit larger and then close it out, or decide I don't like that, or I'll make it smaller, close it out, just to see what we're working with here. It's a lot of playing. It's a lot of trial and error. Drag it around, see what works best for what I'm trying to accomplish here. And then we have the editable text here. So if there's something you want to call attention to or announce, you can add that here. If you're not going to use it, don't forget to delete. If you don't want this bar there, don't forget to delete. All of these options are here for you if you want them or need them. So how is that working so far? Great. Okay. So we've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X. Feel free to dive in wherever works for you. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. If something doesn't work for you, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to make it work for you. I want this to be as helpful and reflective of you and what you need, so we can all, participate in America's 250 together. So please, please, please reach out if any of this is not working for you. Finally, we've got our other resources down at the bottom of the page. This is where you'll find the partner guide. Lorraine sent this out in the December newsletter, but it is a very helpful PDF with just tons of great information. If you've misplaced that newsletter copy, it's always here. But the PDF itself is very, very helpful. And then we also have the National America 250 logo. So once you sign the logo use agreement on our website and become a partner, that also grants you access to the national logos as well. So this is where you'll access those options. Yikes, how are we doing? That was a lot of information very quickly. I have a little bit more I'd love to share with you, but I just want to check in first.
We did have a question about
Sure.
access for people that use Adobe.
Okay.
So I did mention that all of these templates are available specifically through Canva, but are there any recommendations or for people that are going to use these designs based out of Adobe?
Based out of Adobe, that's a great question. We chose Canva specifically because it's a free program, and Adobe can be quite expensive. It also requires quite a hefty amount of kind of expertise and patience sometimes. So we didn't want to presume that everyone had access to a program like that. So that's why we chose Canva. If there is, again, I'm just going to revert back to my broken record statement. If there is something that you really just want to edit in Illustrator or Photoshop or whatever it is you're going to use, go ahead and reach out to me. I'm more than happy to send you a file that would be compatible with the Creative Cloud. Yeah, we can work with you on that. No problem. All right, if there's no more questions about the templates, and again, if anything comes up afterwards, please reach out. I'm going to be a broken record. I want this to be helpful and I want this to be useful for you. So reach out. We'll work with you to make this as accessible as possible. And thank you so much for continuing to keep me on track. I will unlock a lot of those assets. I think you make a good point, and I will make a note to make a more statewide inclusive graphic available. I think that's a really helpful feedback. Thank you for raising that. The last thing I want to mention, since we have a little bit of time, is we're working on, now this is, I'm going to say a disclaimer. It's really hard to see because I have my screen set on dark mode. But we're working on a set of Giphies. So when you're on Instagram, there's these really fun stickers that pop up if you're going to make a story. So this is a way we're working on making some really fun stickers available to the public. This is a way to get your own communities involved in 250 programming or your own museum space. So we encourage you to promote this if it works for you. We have My History is Here. We have a series of stickers that if they take, any sort of photo, if they want to share something, their experience doing whatever at an event of yours or in your space, encourage folks to look up or search in the stickers area of the stories and Instagram. either any of these tags, and we'll send out a lot more information on this. So I'll send out an how to on this. This is just brand new. And Lorraine was like, oh, we got to tell them about it today. And I was like, if we have time, I'd love to kind of give a sneak peek. So sneak peek to something that we're releasing very soon. Again, I'll give you I'll walk you through all this in a how to, but we're releasing a lot of these stickers for the public to be able to use, which is really fun. So we have our history is here. We'll have our logo, and then we have this really fun kind of Polaroid frame, right? So if they take a selfie or something and then search either America 250, my history is here, America 250 WA, or Washington 250, this photo frame should pop up, and then they can place it over their own selfie, which is pretty fun. So just a fun way of pulling in community into an event that maybe you're already doing, or, social media is free. So just something fun we're walking through. So I'll stop there and see how we're doing. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Want this to be helpful. So please, please, please reach out. I see that Lorraine put my contact information there. Yes, you can reach out directly to me or to the info email address. Both I have access to, and I would love to just walk you through whatever's not working for you. So yeah, just reach out.
And I just, I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I just wanted to add a little bit about all of these templates and things that we've created, or Kelsey and her team have created. We appreciate it very much. But just a reminder for all of our partners that all of these materials that you're creating, whether you use our templates or you design your own posters and flyers or your own social media campaigns or signage or anything that you're doing around the America 250th, please, please, please don't forget, when you have time, to use our partner submission form, which the link will be in the newsletter, and we'll probably put it on the website as well, to upload copies of whatever it is you've designed. Flyers, posters, photos, videos, anything that you're doing. We want to capture all of this stuff throughout the year so that we have a great record of what was done throughout the state. We've got lots and lots of examples that we can use as part of our final report, as well as the archives after all of this is done. And I encourage you to do it as you develop these materials. So if you're working on an event next month and you design a poster today, just click on that partner submission form, or if you don't have time to use the form, again, email it to info@america250wa.org. Kelsey and I will put it into the database for you. So if it's just too much, send us your photos, send us copies of whatever you're doing, so that we not only know what you're doing, but we've got this fantastic record after this is all said and done, that we can show how many communities around the state participated. So please, please, please send us your stuff.
Question. I can't figure the raise hand function here, but we were, thank you for the answer, Lorraine, that we did have partnership, Stillicum Historical Museum Association. I think we had a lull this summer for a variety of reasons. We've also recently had a change in leadership at the presidents of the association. It was bylaws, turnover time, and we also have a new mayor who's quite energetic. And there's a meeting this Saturday, an annual plan, and it's going to have a lot of 250 things related to it. We have done a couple of things that probably are. And I was glad you said what you did there, Lorraine, because I saw it in the December newsletter, and I reminded the new president that we could report on a couple of things that we've done. They've started putting branding in the monthly newsletter they put out that's got a lot of 250 theming on there. We did a very specific 2If by Sea thing last April, hanging things on the museum and the town hall, and encouraging people to put them on their homes. And so that was one thing where I think we might have some reportable material. And we also have every year we do a pretty good fireworks show here in Stillicum. Down on the water, draws a lot of people from outside of town, which is great. We always do a logo for a fireworks t-shirt fundraising thing. Well, we kind of co-opted that and turned it into Stillicum 250, and we now have our own logo that we have. And I regret not knowing some of the things that were said here because I was sitting in those meetings where I could have said, oh yeah, it's a nice hat I had on, but it was, is that one trademarked? Because it was the America 250 hat. And oh yeah, we can't do that. So we're kind of down the road on some things, but I think we can pass in that as well. Or at least I will recommend to the president that we do. And so we'll have a couple things arriving, and then after this meeting, we may become much more active. So I have noted all the stuff Dylan shared regarding upcoming things. Certainly can't get to them all. I don't know who else might from our team, but I know that's off topic from today's subject, but I thought I'd just share that because it did nest with a lot of what you laid out today, and really appreciate the session.
And that's great. I'm so excited to hear all the great stuff that you guys are doing down there. Just a quick note: the town of Stillicum has not signed up as a partner. So I did meet with Dick. I didn't realize he was no longer the mayor, but we would love to get the town on signed up as well as a partner and hear more about what you're doing. If you have a new mayor, I am happy to come down, and I'm going to be close to you guys, I think, in Lakewood soon, so I can always pop in and meet with the new mayor, walk them through everything, all the different key dates, and how the community can get engaged. But it's good to hear that you guys are doing things. Yes, please do send us examples of what you're doing. I think we did get the photos from the two lights for tomorrow in April last year, I'm pretty sure. And thank you guys for participating in that. But yeah, send us whatever you've got. And if you've got ideas or if you need any assistance on the marketing side, Kelsey is always available to look at that. They're all just as a point, using the national logo. You really do, by default, you get permission to use that when you sign our logo use agreement, but please do look at the guidelines around using that logo. There's a lot of rules around it, and the national folks are very adamant about making sure that their logo is used appropriately. They have, so anyway, just
Lorraine, could I just clarify? The museum is a partner, but the town is not. Is that what you were trying to?
Correct.
Okay, I'll take that note. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think we've got a few partners in the Stillicum area. I'm just quickly looking through, but the city or the town is not. Oh no, I apologize. They are. I've got you listed twice. So the town is. I apologize. Too many lists here. So yes, the town is. Paul Lovelace, the city manager, signed up. Yeah, town manager.
Any other questions for Kelsey or Lorraine before we close out? Kelsey, any other last words of wisdom? I will say that I'm really excited that there are all of these kind of templates to make it kind of easier to use. Again, I mean, you do also have access to the logo and the brand guidelines. So it's not that you're only limited to these very specific designs, but these should be able to make it kind of really easy to be able to just pop in and use these things in particular. But there's lots of materials on that marketing materials for partners page.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So final words of wisdom. Don't let yourself get frustrated. Reach out before you reach that point. Design's not for everyone, that's for sure. That's why graphic designers exist. And I'm here and ready to make something work for you. So please reach out. And I would love to pick your brain on what kind of graphic would work for the East Side. Now that I'm really thinking through it, I'd love to, if you've got some time or if that's something you're interested in, I'd love to pick your brain on that. I'll reach out to you.
We pick Anne's brain a lot.
Oh, do you?
She's very generous.
Very knowledgeable, yes. Excellent.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. Like I said, hopefully we'll see many of you back here on Thursday for Graphics in the Gram. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your week, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.